Groucho, I'd like to have you talk to Arlene de Fraya, and her partner is a special guest, a visitor from the Middle East, Prince Kahir Allah. So, won't you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, welcome to the show. Say the secret word and you will divide an extra $100. Arlene de Fraya, huh? You belong to the Beverly Hills Friars?
No, I don't.
No. And Prince Alakazam.
No.
Is that right?
خير الله الأسود الخير.
Well, it says Prince Care Allah. Is that anything like it?
خير الله الأسود الخير.
That's close enough, huh? What's the idea of the dark glasses? Are the cops after you? Are you on the lamb? That's shish
Yes,
kebab, you know.
Lamb, yes, I like very much.
You mean you like to be chased by the police, huh?
No, well, what
That's close enough.
All right.
Yeah. Let's start at the beginning, Prince. Do you understand English?
Well, a little bit. If speak slowly, I can understand.
What is your full name? I mean, when you're drinking.
خير الله الأسود الخير.
That's her name. What is your name?
No, it's خير.
Khair.
Very, very.
Khair.
Khair.
That means horseradish in Jewish. It does. Would you pass the khair, please? Now, George Fenneman, that's Stooge back there. He says that you're from the Middle East. Whereabouts? From Kansas City? Omaha?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Huh? Well, Minnesota is in the Middle East. Now, where are you from?
From Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
Minnesota.
Minnesota, again, they're right. I'll get back to you in a few minutes.
Yes.
Unless I can think of some good excuse. And I think this is a pretty good excuse right here. Shake hands.
The check, yes.
Check. Now, your name is Arlene de Fraya, huh?
Arlene de Fraya, Groucho.
De Fraya. Well, what's the difference, de Fraya, de Fraya?
Just the pronunciation.
The pronunciation. Well, where are you from? Are you, is that an Italian name or
Yes.
Portuguese?
It's Italian.
Italian, huh? Well, you don't look Italian. You look like you come from Minneapolis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm a native.
A native what?
Californian.
Oh. Some people out there from Iowa. Do your parents live in L.A.?
Yes, they do. My father's a meat distributor in Los Angeles.
Your father is a meat distributor?
Right.
Well, if you're any indication, he certainly knows his business. It's one of the best jobs of distribution I've seen in many years. How'd you like that little joke, Prince?
What?
Shish kebab. Shish kebab. Yeah. Would you mind taking off your glasses? I can't see you very well. You understand some English. How did you know when I told you to take off your glasses?
Well, I understand a little bit. When you speak slowly.
Oh.
I can understand.
Slowly?
Slowly.
Well, let's try some more English. Tell me something about your family, Your Highness. I didn't know they had princes in Minnesota. Do you have any brothers?
Brother, yes, I have 30, 40, I am not sure, very many.
You have 30, 40 brothers?
Yes, I think.
Your father has 34 sons?
Yes.
Did he have more than one wife?
Yes, in my country you can have 4 wives.
Four wives. That
yes.
makes it very nice. That gives you one for each season.
Yes. Very nice. You bet your life, Groucho.
You know what I think? I think you just made this whole thing up. I don't think you're no more Arabian than I am. What do you think about that?
I'm a prince at heart, Groucho, and actually my mother is an Arab.
You didn't, it was pretty obvious to me that you weren't an Arabian prince. Because I know, I used to have an Arabian horse, and I know what they look like. Well, who are you?
Well, actually, I'm Bill Blatty.
Are you a wolf in sheep's clothing?
In sheep's clothing.
No, that's a very snappy outfit.
Thank you. I'm Bill Blatty, and I was born in Brooklyn, just a few blocks from American Legion Post number 804.
Why did you want to play practical jokes on the old Quizmaster?
You're not alone. I did this to a lot of Hollywood celebrities some time ago. And I'm an old friend of George Fenneman, and he told me that you are the world's greatest authority on spotting phonies.
Yeah.
And he sort of egged me on to put you to the test tonight.
Actually, I have no knack for spotting phonies. Fenneman was wrong, because I've had Fenneman in my employ for 14 years. And I haven't spotted him yet. Is there good money in being a bogus prince?
Well, outside of the restaurant business, no. And actually, I'm a writer.
A writer? What have you written? Just bad checks?
Oh, I've got a book out now which tells all about these princely impersonations. It's called Which Way to Mecca, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lie. I did that.
And I want to
Maybe
tell
I
you
should
something.
lie about it.
No, you shouldn't. I read that book, and it's a very good book.
Well, God bless you for saying that.
Yeah.
Groucho.
Well, I lie all the time.
You're a conjecture.
Well, if your book is half as shifty as you are, I'm sure it's going to be distributed by the Crook of the Month Club. Well, you're a charming and attractive couple, and it's been refreshing talking to you, and to you too. And Bill,
Thank you, Groucho.
if you can just keep out of jail, I'll be disappointed in the L.A. police. Lots of luck with your book, and it's going to be a big seller because
Thanks very much.
it's something that rarely happens nowadays. It's an extremely funny book, and there are very few funny books written anymore. Now, let's see if you can win some money. And she's pretty cute, don't you think?
I hope she's pretty smart.
George Fenneman. Now, you know how to play the game, man. What category did they choose, George?
Familiar quotations.
You got to win $500 to get a crack at the big money, ultimately.
All righty. A $200 one?
For $200, whose words are these? Oh, would some power the gifty gie us to see ourselves as others see us.
Robert Burns.
Robert Burns.
You now have $200 and 3 more chances to make a total of 5.
For $200, who is credited with England expects every man to do his duty? I think
Lord Nelson.
Lord Nelson is right.
And you have $400 and 2 more chances to make a total of 5.
I don't believe this. Go ahead. Try 2 again.
Again?
This phony is no dope.
No, that has the answer on it. That's going a little far.
For $200, who supposedly said, "Sir, I would rather be right than president"?
Henry Clay.
Henry Clay is right.
And you have $600.
You pick whatever you want.
Now you're home free. Now you're going to get a chance at the $10,000.
For 2.
So you have $600 already.
Let's go for 2 again.
Another
All right.
2. You've
Chicken,
had
I'm
good
real
success
chicken.
in the 2s there.
Real
Give it to you.
Here's another one.
Who is famous for the lines, "Speak softly and carry a big stick, you will go far"?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Delighted. Teddy Roosevelt.
And you wind up with $800, which means you have a chance for 2, 5, or $10,000.
Give him a
later
big
on.
tip. Give him a big tip. Is that a big tip? I wouldn't kiss a dog.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So we'll see you later, huh?
Groucho, Cy Argovich is waiting to talk to you, and his
Now, cut
partner...
out the kidding and let's get on with the show.
Well, Mr. Argovich is waiting to talk to you.
Well, I'm
and
not going to have an argument with you about it. Bring him on.
his partner is Margaret Nicholson, who was our lovely young entry from Oklahoma City in the Mrs. Housing Development Contest.
Oh.
So, folks, you in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome to the Groucho Show. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. Cy Argovich and Margaret Nicholson, huh?
Yes.
You're a very pretty girl.
Thank you.
And you're the lovely young entry from the Mrs. Housing Development?
Oh, that's not me, Groucho.
Oh, that's you. Oh. Where are you from?
I'm from Oakland, California.
Oakland, huh?
Yes, I've been living there for the past 36 years.
You call that living?
Oh, I don't think you better say that, because when I get back, I think I better have friends on both sides of the bay there.
Well, you didn't say it. I said it.
I know, but I have to go back.
No, you don't have to go back.
I have to
Go to Fresno. What kind of work do you do?
Well, I sell ladies' shoes at Ruth Atkins in Market and Stockton Street in San Francisco.
You live in Oakland and you sell shoes in Frisco, huh?
Yes.
Well, you ought to be a perfect man for the job, Si. While you're fitting shoes on the ladies, they can be looking into the top of your head to powder their nose. I I'm sure our female listeners would be interested in the latest news from the footwear front. What is the hottest thing in women's shoes right now?
Well, the hottest thing in women's shoes right now, Groucho, I guess, is Bridget Bardot.
Is that a little joke in your business?
Yeah, that's a little joke.
That's a little joke in any business. Now, you say that you're from Oklahoma City.
Yes.
Well, now that you've seen a little of Hollywood, would you prefer living out here?
No, Hollywood to me is a myth, and I'd much rather live in a smaller community so I could meet more people.
You don't think you could meet anybody in Hollywood?
Well, I don't think I've really tried.
I think if you tried, I think you could get acquainted here. Right here. You don't have to go any further than right here. Now, you're not Princess Margaret, are you, Margaret?
No, I'm just plain Margaret Nicholson.
Well, you're not very plain. You're very pretty. Do you think your husband is romantic as Princess Margaret's husband?
Well, I think he slipped a little bit because we used to call each other sweet little names like Sweetie Poo and Honey Poo, but we've cut that out now.
You called each other what, did you say?
Sweetie Poo and Honey Poo.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I'm hearing. I think I'm hearing.
Well, why would anybody stop calling each other Honey Poo and Sweetie Poo?
Well, we were called down and said we've been married long enough to cut all this stuff
Well,
out.
who this, a cop?
No, his cousin.
His cousin?
Oh, yes.
And did you care what his cousins thought of...
Well...
It's none of their business. Why do you tell them to mind their own business?
Well, after we thought about it, and we were saying, pass the bready poo, and I was saying, pick up your socksy poo. Well, it did get kind of thick.
Well, I think pass the bready poo is real nice.
It was.
I don't think I could go for pick up your socksy poo.
It went on for about 2 years after we were married. And then the baby was born.
The baby was born after you called him Soxy Poo?
Well, no, but, I mean, after a child, you know, the little romance kind of fades away.
You mean you don't love him anymore?
Oh, yes, I love him very much.
And he loves you?
Yes, he does.
And what does he call you now?
Mama.
Don't you know that's the most wonderful word in the language, Mama?
Well, if I had a few more years on me, maybe I wouldn't mind, but I look a little funny being called his mama.
He didn't call you his mama. He just called you Mama. That means that he loves you. And that you're the mother of the baby.
If that's true, then he must love me very much because he's forgotten my name now.
Do you suppose Molotov ever called Khrushchev Sweetie Poo? Maybe he did, and that's why he spent 2 years in Siberia. Pooh. How did you meet your husband? Was it an accident?
No. We both worked for...
You never know what's going to pop up in this show, huh? Well, here we go again. Would you mind sitting on this? Now, I have $50 for you for saying Soxy Poo, and $50 for you.
Okay.
Okay, now you can get off. Say, would you mind taking this dummy away? Dummy. Well, I'm sorry we have to break up this enchanting conversation, but I'm sure you're both eager to win a small-sized fortune. So let's get on with the quiz. George? What category did they select, George?
Facts about presidents, right?
Facts? About
Facts.
Margaret, you're the prettiest, so you pick out the first one, huh?
$200?
$200.
$200.
Did you consult with Sorry on this?
Yes.
What was President Pierce's first name?
Franklin Pierce.
That's right, Franklin Pierce.
You now have $200 and 3 more chances to make a total of 5.
I was thinking of an old joke tonight. I was telling somebody back there, you know, about a fella and his wife dies, and this fellow is consoling him, his friend, and he says, gee, it must be tough to lose a wife. And the fellow says, tough? It's almost impossible.
You're right, that is an old joke.
Well, I said it was an old joke, didn't I? You must be older than you look, kid.
No, just been around.
Been around who?
All the rest of the Texans.
Sure enough?
Sure enough.
Well, okay, then this is right up your alley. Who was the first president elected by the present-day Democratic Party?
Andrew Jackson.
That's right. Say, you, for a good-looking dame, you're pretty smart.
You now have $400 and 2 more chances to make a total of 5.
Ooh, take a one.
No,
You got to?
Don't push her around, Si.
I'm just coaching her.
I'm going to take a big one.
All right, $300.
Who was the vice president who succeeded Zachary Taylor after his death in office?
Millard Fillmore.
Hey,
Well.
this kid is a whiz kid.
Well, you now have $700, and you have another try at...
You are a whiz kid.
You're already in for a chance at the $2,000, $5,000, or $10,000. So this
Well,
one
now
is
let
sort
me
of
think.
on us. You have 700. Sure, what do you got to lose? Another 300, Groucho.
For $300, what president once served as first civil governor of the Philippines?
William Howard Taft. Taft.
William, hard to say.
Taft.
Give me a kiss.
For $300, I can
God.
afford it.
You wind up with $1,000.
Listen,
Good.
would you have kissed me for $200?
Oh, yes.
I want to ask you something. You're a very attractive young woman. Well, how does it happen you know all these answers? This is most unusual for a young girl on the show.
Well, I had a teacher in my senior year who said, pick out one category and choose it and study it and know it, and then you always have a conversation piece, and presidents was my category.
Well, I must say, if I ever saw a conversation piece, it's you. You're very pretty and very bright, and I'm
Thank
glad you
you.
won all the money. Huh?
I'll be back.
Goodbye, Si.
Bye.
Groucho, Bill Blatty, and Arlene DeFria won $800 in the quiz. So here they are to spin the wheel for a chance at $2,000, $5,000, or $10,000.
Do you understand how to play this game? I'm sure you've seen the show. You pick a number from 1 to 10 for $10,000.
8.
8, put up an 8. You pick a number for 5,000.
7.
Put up an 8 and a 7, George. If any other number comes up, this question is worth a total of $2,000 if you get the proper answer. Ready? Here we go for $10,000. Only one of the original 7 wonders of the ancient world survives today almost unchanged. For a total of 10 grand, which of the 7 wonders of the world is still around and still attracting tourists?
Can you think of anything
What's the answer?
All we can think of are the pyramids.
The pyramids is right. That's right. You just won a total of $10,000. Now, what are you going to do with all that money? What are you going to do with your 5?
Well, I'm going to pay off my bills first.
Oh, that's a good way. And you, Bill, what are you going to do? You going back to Minneapolis?
It's going to finance me to finish the next book.
Oh, that's wonderful. So congratulations, and thanks for being with us.
Now, Groucho, here's Cy Argovich, who, with his partner Margaret Nicholson, earned $1,000 in the quiz. They're all set to try for the big question. But first, as we promised for the benefit of our beauty contest judges, here's Margaret Nicholson as Mrs. Housing Development of Oklahoma City.
Well, Margaret, you look very pretty. And good luck in our contest. Perhaps you'll be the one who wins the title, Mrs. Housing Development of the United States. Whoever wins the title gets another trip back to Hollywood with her husband and wins the grand prize. Now, let's see if you can win the big money tonight. You understand how to play this game? You pick a number from 1 to 10.
1.
Put up, 1 is up there. Now, you pick a number from 1 to 10 for $5,000, and we put it up here. Whatever you win, you split anyhow. It doesn't make any difference.
9.
If any other number but those two comes up, this question is worth a total of $2,000. Now, one of you spin the wheel. Your numbers were 9 and 1. It came up 8, so here we go for a total of 2,000. You ready? One answer between you. One of the great medical advances of the 20th century was the discovery in 1955 of the anti-polio vaccine. For a total of $2 grand, who was the doctor whose name was given to the anti-polio vaccine?
Dr. Jonas Salk.
Oh, boy. That's right, that's right. Now, you win a total of $2,000. What are you going to do with your share of the swag?
I'm going on a second honeymoon back to Mexico City or else Hawaii.
With who?
My husband.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And you, what are you going to do with yours?
I'm going to help my girl with her education, and I have a 1950 car that don't go. I'm going to trade it in for one that
well,
does.
Congratulations, and thanks to both of you. Goodbye.
Groucho, I'd like to have you talk to Arlene de Fraya, and her partner is a special guest, a visitor from the Middle East, Prince Kahir Allah. So, photograph, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, welcome to the show. Say the secret word, and you will divide an extra $100. Arlene de Fraya, huh? You belong to the Beverly Hills Friars?
No, I don't.
No. And Prince Alagazam.
No.
Is that right?
خير الله الأسود الخير.
Well, it says Prince Care Allah. Is that anything
No,
like it?
it's خير الله الأسود الخير.
That's close enough, huh? What's the idea of the dark glasses? Are the cops after you? Are you on the lam? That's shish
Yes,
kebab, you know.
Lamb, yes, I like very much.
You mean you like to be chased by the police, huh?
No, well, what
That's close enough.
All right.
Yeah. Let's start at the beginning, Prince. Do you understand English?
Well, a little bit. If speak slowly, I can understand.
What is your full name? I mean, when you're drinking.
خير الله الأسود الخير.
That's her name. What is your name?
No, it's خير.
Khair.
Very, very.
Khair.
Khair.
That means horseradish in Jewish.
Arabic means something else.
Would you pass the khair, please? Now, George Fenneman, that's Stooge back there. He says that you're from the Middle East. Whereabouts? From Kansas City? Omaha?
Minnesota. Saudi
Minnesota. Huh? Well, Minnesota is in the Middle East. Now, where are you from?
From Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
Minnesota.
Minnesota, again, they're right. I'll get back to you in a few minutes.
Yes.
Unless I can think of some good excuse. And I think this is a pretty good excuse right here. Shake hands.
The share.